Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today, unfortunately, we are sadly wrapping up our looks at the Universal Monsters Ultimates with none other than the creature from the Black Lagoon, brought to us by the fine folks over at NECA Toys. And can we just have a round of applause for the fine folks over at NECA Toys for doing a bang-up job on these Universal Monsters Ultimate figures. I mean, seriously, these are some of the best figures I've reviewed on the channel. Heck, even since I had the old channel for almost 10 years. Like, these are quality figures. If you are not messing with these, you are missing out. Well, at least if you're into this sort of thing and you're not messing with these, you're missing out. Because I know some people really love Universal Monsters. Some people are just casual and are indifferent towards them. Everyone's entitled to like what they like, but at the end of the day, I like what I like, and these figures are freaking amazing. So, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all the creature has to offer in terms of accessories. And this is really where he falls kind of short, because he comes with some alt hands here. If I can grab the right pair. These are very similar to what he's got. I think the ones he's got are just slightly bent, where these are straight. Fingers, that is. And then we also have these hands, which are very similar to the last pair of hands. I mean, heck, here we go. Not much to the imagination there. Very, very similar. The fingers are closer together on these hands. So the only real set of hands that he gets that are more unique are these. These are almost kind of pointy claw hands. And other than the ones he's got on him, I don't know what more do you really need for the creature. And speaking of, do you really need him? He's got two alt heads, one with the mouth open, one with the mouth closed. I guess it's a slightly cleaner look, but NECA did this crazy thing on this figure. Bring him in closer. If I do this, his mouth opens and closes. Looks seamless too. So I don't know why you would need those alt heads when you got this going for you, but whatever, I suppose. The other ones are a little cleaner. They don't have this little seam here, but that doesn't really bother me. I don't mind my action figures looking like action figures. I know some people, they gotta have pinless everything, but I'm not one of those people. I actually prefer pins in some cases because they make the joints tighter. You're guaranteed tighter joints with pins. Whereas pinless, it's either going to be too tight or too loose. But as far as the sculpt on this guy goes, he looks incredible. He looks like he walked right off the silver screen. And speaking of silver, he's got some metallics going on. I kind of would have preferred if they just went with like a shiny green or something. I see what they're trying to do there. They're trying to make it scaly. I think I would have preferred a more greenish color instead of some of these kind of coppery gold bits here and there. But if that's accurate to the suit, you know, who am I to say what isn't accurate? But I gotta tell you, along with Dracula, of course, and Frankenstein's monster, this guy is easily one of my favorites out of this whole line. After him, I'd probably have to put the Wolfman and the Phantom, just because they come with so many accessories. But I digress. So as far as articulation goes, his head is on a double ball peg, but you're really just going to get a swivel out of that. Actually, you get some tilt. Some up and down. You can see he's got a neck joint there, which was a little cocked on mine, but I straightened it out. But you do get a ball joint in there. Shoulders will go out to the side pretty far. They will go back down, forward and back. His torso's got this nice rubber overlay going. So nothing's going to get in the way there. He's got a double elbow, which is pretty well hidden by this soft piece here. I don't think he should really need or have to worry about that tearing or anything, but just, you know, move the joint slow. Don't just crank on stuff. But you do get a pretty good bend out of those elbows with that piece there. And then you get a twist at the forearm because it's a NECA double elbow, not a traditional one. And you get your hinge swivel wrists. Those work fine. As far as the torso goes, he actually has a double ball peg. He's got one up here in the upper torso, and you can get, holy crap, you can get a really good crunch out of that. And you can move it back pretty far. You can see that the waist also has a ball joint in it, so he can hunch forward pretty good. You know, you get this top one bent all the way, and you get this bottom one bent all the way. You're getting close to 90 degrees. He's still not there, but then again, it's the creature from the Black Lagoon based off a suit that a guy, like a human, wore in the 50s. I'm sure they didn't have a lot of movement in this suit. I know the guy who wore the suit underwater was an Olympic swimmer. I feel like it was worn by two people. The guy on land was different from the guy in the water. But correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments. Either way, he does have rotation in both the diaphragm and the waist, as well as tilt. So you can shift side to side there. As far as the hips go, he will kick out about that far, back down, forward and back. I like to line up the little fins on his butt with the fins on his legs, personally. You don't have to do that, but I like to do that. Makes it feel complete, you know. It's just lining them up. That's the tricky part. He does have a thigh cut. It's pretty decent. And then he's got a double jointed knee. So you can bend the top joint, you can bend the bottom one. The bottom one is a little tighter on both sides, but you can get it to work. Again, he's got that rubber kind of overlay piece. So be mindful of that. But again, pretty solid. I don't know if I'd worry too much about that. He does have rotation here at the upper knee only. And then he does have ball hinge feet. So he has some rotation there. He's got a hinge and he's got a rocker with his big old creature feet. Probably don't need a stand, but he does have peg holes if you want to use one. So yeah, man, really awesome figure. I'm half tempted to do some kind of top 10, top 5 or ranking video for this Universal Monsters collection from NECA, because it's again one of my favorites. It really truly is, and it sucks that we're done. It sucks that we're done. I would have taken a figure of the freaking Metaluna Mutant. The Metaluna Mutant, if they made one. Like, where is that at? And Super 7 did one. I'd love to see NECA make one. I will definitely order that. But our NECA monster journey isn't over just yet. And while I don't have these in hand, I do plan to pick them up. There's the Ultimate Nosferatu, the Ultimate Dr. something or other. It's not Dr. Barker, is it? From London After Midnight. It's kind of a vampire, Jack the Ripper looking guy. And then there's the Vincent Price figure. I'm definitely going to get him. The other two, been out for a while. I still haven't got them yet. I'm not on the fence, but, you know, money don't grow on trees, right? But I will tell you, I don't know if he classifies as a Universal Monster, but the King Kong figures that NECA has done, especially if you weren't a dummy like me and bought the one that didn't come with the plane or the little flying dinosaur thing, the little flying bat creature thing, whatever that thing was. If you got one of the King Kongs with more accessories, basically. That's a really awesome figure. I was messing with that the other day. I love that figure still. But, yeah, man. Creature is a winner. Accessories are a bit questionable. Maybe some damaged weapons from when the humans tried to attack him and whatnot. Would have been kind of cool. Like a busted up gun. He just, like, straight up smashes with his hands. Kind of like what that Marvel Legends She-Hulk came with, but better because NECA's doing it. But before we wrap this thing up, why don't we bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. You can see that the creature has some freaking height on him. I don't know why he's so darn tall. I never really expected him to be this tall. But, of course, we have the infamous Limit Spawn, and he's quite a bit shorter than the creature here. The creature is a tall fella. So, rivaling Frankenstein's monster for the tallest figure in this line. So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and I'm going to stand by my previous statement saying that good old creature from the Black Lagoon here is probably my second to third favorite figure in the entirety of the NECA Toys Universal Monsters line, only being edged out by Dracula and potentially Frankenstein's monster, because this thing is awesome. This is a really cool figure. There's a lot of really well thought out engineering that went into this figure that make him look almost seamless to a point without even being pinless, for crying out loud. And if he had more useful, we'll say, accessories, because again, I don't see the point of having two extra heads when he's already got the opening and closing mouth on the head I have on him. And he comes with a lot of hands, but I feel like one set of those hands is very similar to the hands I have on him now. Maybe if he came with some jacked up weapons from when the humans attack him, that would have put him over the edge. I mean, sure, he could have come with a whole freaking lagoon or a boat, but beggars can't be choosers now, can they? Then I'm also not 100% sold on the metallic finish. I know they're trying to make it look scaly and whatnot, but I almost think I would have preferred a matte green or a shiny green finish as opposed to the metallics. But you guys let me know what you think of that in the comments below. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this review, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.